Here's a big one. We're working with distinctions. What's the word? Between rich and successful business people and poor and very mediocre, yes? And some of the key elements here. Here's a big one. What's the word, please? Expert. One more time, please. Expert. Thank you. Expert. Rich people are experts in their business. Poor and middle class, most people are very what? Very what? Very mediocre at their business. You've heard it before, I'll say it again. To get paid the best, you must what? Be the best. Now, this is pretty obvious in the sports world, yes? I mean, generally, the best players in every field get paid the most. Is that true? For the most part. But what happens in business? In business, it's like, you know, I don't want to steal somebody else's thunder because they're going to talk about it, but literally, you know, in this arena, you don't really have to know anything to get into it. But when you're in it, then you figure, I should have known something. Yes or yes? But it's too late. It's like the only arena you can get into without a license. I really think they shouldn't let people start a business without a real business license. Not the kind you buy, the kind you earn by doing a test to see what you know about business in general and that business. They would save so many people so much money. Yes or yes? And so much time if you had to study it before you walked in the door. Yes? Now, I'm going to hit you right between the eyes. Are you ready? Okay, don't go like that, all right? Everyone stay open. Do you want a fast way of seeing just how good you are at what you do? Here it is. Ready? Look at your paycheck. I told you it wouldn't be pretty. Look at your paycheck. That will tell you precisely how good you are at what you do. Oh, got quiet in here again. Wonderful. Do you understand? That's the telling factor right there. Well, Harv, I'm really good at what I do. I do computer consulting, and I'm good at it. Well, how much money do you make? Well, not enough, but I'm really good at it. You might be good at the computer part of it, but you suck business. Obviously. Yes or yes? There's a big difference. So you want to be good on the delivery of the information or whatever it is, the product or service that you're delivering, yes? But you've got to be an expert in the business of it. Two kinds of expertise. What kinds? First one is general business knowledge. What's it called, please? General business knowledge. The kind of knowledge all businesses have in common. Many of the things you're learning, everything you're learning here at Guerrilla Business School is generalized business knowledge, yes? Doesn't matter what business you're in, you still use the same principles, yes or yes? The second one's called business-specific knowledge. What's it called, please? Business-specific knowledge. And that is the kind of knowledge that's only available for your particular business. The computer consultant has to have different kind of knowledge than a person who's a sports agent or a hairdresser or in the business of signs. Different kinds of knowledge. The computer consultant doesn't have to know what kind of colors make up purple. Understand? It's a different kind of thing. So, when sophisticated investors look at companies, they very often have to choose, what's the word? Between a great product and a great idea and great management. Which would you choose? If you had to choose between them, great product, great idea, or great management? Raise your hand if you go with the management. Raise your hand if you go with a great product, great idea. Every sophisticated investor will make the same choice. And it will always be the great management. The great management. Why? Because what good is a great idea or product in the hands of a crappy carpenter? What good is the great hammer and saw and drill in the hands of a guy who doesn't know what he's doing? And yet, a great carpenter can have mediocre tools but do a fantastic job because they're a great carpenter. Yes or yes? If you know what you're doing in business, if you're an expert in that business, you'll do so much better than if you just have a great product or service. That's it. But, wouldn't it be nice to have both? Yes or yes? Put your hand on your chest. Say, I have both. Great product, great management, great knowledge. I'm an expert. Thank you. You're welcome. So how do you become an expert in your business? Since you didn't have to take a test pretty well to get into it, when do you start to learn? How do you become an expert in your business? What specific knowledge do you need? So, for example, in my business, I need to be an excellent trainer, speaker, yes? I need to be able to design programs really well, yes? I need expertise in marketing, yes? Recently, I had to become an expert in the interview process with media, yes? I didn't have to do that very much because I wasn't doing it. But to go to the next level, and now with my book, then I have to become a what? An expert at it. Now, here's the thing. When I put the book out, I knew that I have to be a decent writer, and I knew that I'd have to be able to, do the things I'd been doing before, but there had to be a couple of new skills to take me to the next level. One of them was being able to do in 30 minutes or 35 or 40 minutes what I normally do in 2 hours, a very short talk to be able to promote the book very quickly, yes? The other one was be able to have to get on radio and TV and whatnot and do a 3 or 5 or 7 minute interview that would really rock them and make them go to the website and buy the book, yes? Well, I didn't have to do that before. But the minute the book came out, I had to now have a new set of expertise, a new set of knowledge, a new set of skills, yes or yes? To take me to the next level. If I did so what did I do? I hired a media coach. Why? Because I've never done that before. I need Tony in here to fix this. I've never done that before. And so literally I could do it. I could wing it. What's the word? I could wing it, no problem. I can wing a lot of things. Okay, now part B of this is what are some of the actions you can take to develop each of those skills? What are you going to do? It's going to fall on your head? You're going to dream? You're going to wake up an expert? What are you going to what? Do to become an expert of what you wrote down? So if I wanted to become an expert in media presentation, what do I have to do? Whether it's books or coaches or study or what? What do I have to do? What do you have to do? So a question. What would happen if you were the best in the world at what you did, including the business part of it? What would that do to your income? Yes or yes? Take a look at rich people. Take a look at wealthy people. Are they good at what they do? Yes. They're all great at it. Whether it's real estate or industry or owning hairstyle, whatever it is, they're great at it. They're not mediocre. And what most people are very mediocre. Yes or yes? Whether you learned it on the street, whether you learned it in school, whether you learned an experience, it doesn't matter. But you've got to get to a whole new place in your own knowledge, skills, and expertise. How many people would agree with that? Yes? All right. Give somebody a high five and say, you're awesome. Okay. Now, one of the ways to become an expert is this one over here. This one is so big. Oh, is this, everyone go like this. Oh, is this one big? You guys are so funny. What's the word, please? Some of you are already going, oh no, he's going to nail me on this one. Rich people are what? Poor and middle class people are what? Scattered. Scattered. The biggest problem, especially with those people who aren't rich yet, And stand for the declaration. Please stand up. It's very simple. Shh. I focus, I focus, I focus.
I focus, I focus, I focus.
Again.
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 I focus, I focus, I focus.
Only the middle now.
I focus, I focus, I focus.
Only the outsides.
I focus, I focus, I focus.
Only the women now.
I focus, I focus, I focus.
Only the men now.
I focus, I focus, I focus.
Everybody now.
I focus, I focus, I focus.
Turn to somebody, give him a high five, and say, you have a gorilla business mind. Okay. I need some, take questions after. I need some volunteers here. You, and you, and you, and you. Come on up here. Yeah, where's Joanne or somebody? Okay. Why all guys? Because that's what I asked for. Okay. Why? Do you have an issue? No kidding. All right. So let's take the biggest guy here. George, you look pretty strong. We're going to arm wrestle. You first. All right. You guys just stand in the back over here. Okay, let's go. So, okay. Now, before we get started, let's lock in here. Okay. I need Les, you come on over here. Okay, and you're the one who's gonna be on my team, so you'll be on my side over here. You're gonna be pulling this way, right? This way towards me. Okay? You're pulling this way, right? Don't start yet. George, relax. There you go. And Aaron, we gotta make this fair, so you're a little smaller, right? So come on over here, you'll be on my team. And put your hand over, go on this side, go in the middle, no, on this side, right over here, where my hand is, and you're gonna be pulling right over here towards me. And Doug, you are the other big guy, so now you come over here, and you be on my team, okay? So come on, over here. Okay, on three. 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, there we go. Give him a round of applause. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks so much. Well, that didn't take long. Okay, great stuff. Hey, where's my 4 volunteers? My 4 volunteers, where are you? Here you go. Some books for you guys, Speed Wealth books. Give them a round of applause. Thank you, guys. Thanks a lot. Great shot. The gold. All right. So what's that all about here? What's that all about? See, you say that wasn't fair. You can't have 5 against 1. You could have had, where's George? You could have had 20 people on your team. Just call your guys. I want this whole row up with me now, right? So if you were playing basketball, what's the sport? Against 5 other people, how many people would you want on your team? Yeah, you'd play 10 or 20 against 5. You have a much better chance, right? Now here's a distinction between business and sports. In most sports, there are very strict what? Rules as to what you can do. You have to have only 5 on your team, 9 on your team, 11 on your team. Yes or yes? In business, what's the rules? No rules. This is the way you play business. 5 on 1, 10 on 1, 50 on 1. No rules. Do you think there's a decent chance you'd win that game 50 on 1? Yes or yes? That's the way it is. In business, you make the rules. So here's what happens. Rich gorilla business owners create a strong, what's the word, please? Team. People on their side. A strong team. Poor and middle class business owners figure they can do it all by themselves. And the question is this, you've heard me say this before, can you make it on your own? Yes or no? How many people say yes? How many people say no? How many people aren't sure? Let's try it again. You got to put up your hand for one of them. Yes? No? Aren't sure? Okay. Here's my feeling, and of course, it's not to be believed. It's just up to your experience. Of course you can make it on your own. Lots of people have made it on their own. Yes? It's just a question of your definition of made it. And the difference between an individual, an individual, let's say this is a 10 or 10 million and this is a 1. An individual on their own can make it to about there. That's the individual level. No individual can make it up there. Why? Because how many units of energy does that take? See, that takes 4 units. That takes not 4 units. See, this takes 4 units over here. That takes 4 units. All you got, everything you got, every waking moment. Yes or yes? But to make it to a 10 doesn't take 4 units. How many units does a 10 take? A 10 takes 10 units. At least 10 units, but you don't have 10 units. Remember the lady? I only have 24 hours in a day. You don't have 10 units. You only have 4 units yourself. At 24 hours a day, working every second, every breath on your business. How many units do you have? 4. So what are you going to do? You need more energy. You need more what? Well, what do? You got to find what? Other people to add more energy to push it up. Yes or yes? This is very simple. People don't realize why you have to do this. It's leverage. So, a lot of people, first of all, people who don't do well in business usually don't put together a decent team. And they have several reasons. First of all, they almost always think they can't afford to hire people. And you know what? It's true. At the very beginning, there's a good chance you'll have to do everything yourself. For the very beginning, yes? But not for long. Because remember, the idea isn't just to build a working income. It is to what? Create what kind of income? Passive income, yes? Passive income. And what's the other one? Build the value of your, I want to hear the whole thing. To build the what? Value of your company. So you have to think long term. Rich people think what? Long term. And poor people only think what? Short term. So literally you have no choice but to bring on the people so that the business can work without you and grow to its fullest potential. Yes? And remember the power of focus, though. The idea is to use your strengths. Say, I want to use my strengths. And delegate my weaknesses. Delegate your what? To someone who is what? Strong in that area. That way everybody's using their strengths. If you try to do everything, there's many things you're just not good at. True or true? I hear it all the time. People will say to me, a single business owner, a proprietor will say something like, well, I just can't seem to grow. And I go, well, how many people are in your company? Well, it's just me. I said, well, what are you doing? Well, I'm focusing on sales hard, but then there's nobody to do all the paper, and then I have to do all the paperwork. And I said, what do you do? Why would you? Listen, you focus on sales and marketing. That's great. But hire an admin person to take care of all the stupid paperwork. Well, I can't afford to do that. Duh. You can't afford not to. You have to. You have to do this. Bite the what? Bite the microphone. That was brutal. It tastes bad. Okay. You have to bite the microphone. So I have to bite the microphone. I don't know where they got that stupid bullet thing. Not from a speaker. You have to bite the mic. You have to bite the bullet. That's part of business. Yes or yes? To allow you to do where the money is. Go where the money is. Use your strengths. Yes? All right. If you are a promoter, every minute you are spending not promoting is costing you money. Yes or yes? Now, the other thing about the people that you hire is that they have to be top quality. Yes? Is that what most people do? They bring on top quality people? No. Why not? No, they can't afford it? No, because they're not smart. That's why. Because they don't know how to bring on top quality. Plus, if you believe you're a 3 as a human being in your self-esteem, as Bill said yesterday, are you going to be looking for 10s? Of course not. Why? Because you'll feel weak, you'll feel underpowered, you'll feel taken advantage of, you'll feel like you don't belong in this league, and why on earth would a 10 even want to work with you? True or true? True or true? So you're not going to bring on a 10 if you feel like you're a 3. But you have no choice. You have to bring on the best people possible and get your ego out of the way. And you know what? Instead of bringing on 2s so you can feel more powerful and in control, people underneath you, bring on at least 7s and 8s and bring yourself up to them. Did you hear what I just said? Yes. Instead of bringing on 1s and 2s so you can feel more powerful and in control, bring on 7s and 8s and you bring yourself up to their level. Fake it. They may not recognize it right away. And before you know it, you're right up there, and they never even knew you're only a 3 when you started. Get it? Yes or yes? Yes. Besides, we talked about this earlier. Who decides what number you are? Who decides what number you are? Thank you. It's your story. You say you're a 7, you're a 7. You say you're a 10, you're a 10. Say you're a 3, you're a 3. And your business will reflect what you said. All right. So here's the deal. One of the issues that I think is a big challenge for a lot of people is that they get into business with their friends. All right? John D. Rockefeller, ever hear him? He said, listen to this, it's a great quote. He said this, "A friendship founded on business is better than a business founded on friendship." I'll say it again. A friendship founded on business, say it with me, is better than a business founded on friendship. You know one thing about John D. Rockefeller? He was a really rich guy. This begs 2 questions. How do you get great people to work with and for you? And won't great people cost you a fortune? Yes? Makes sense, yes? Hello? Thank you. Leads to 2 keys in attracting great people to come on board with you. Number 1, you must have a clear mission and vision. What do you have to have? Tell somebody else. Thank you. A clear mission and vision. People have to believe in what you're doing and why you're doing it, and they have to want to go where you're going. It has to be what? Exciting. What's the word? Exciting. What you're doing. They look at it and go, wow, this is really exciting. It's better than the boring thing I'm in now, which means they're willing to come on board for a lot less. Yes? Because it gives them some fulfillment, some energy, some challenge. And again, they'll come on board for a lot less than they normally work for as long as you do the next key. And here's the next key. Do you want it? No. Do you want it? Here it is. Give them a piece of the action. If possible, give them a piece of the revenue or the profit. But here's the caveat. This is only between us. Say, this is only between us. Tell your friend. Don't tell anybody. Okay, here it is. If you tell too many people, then we're going to have a problem as business owners. You bring them on for a piece of the action, meaning revenue, preferably profit. Yes? No equity. No equity. At least for now. We'll save the equity and we'll talk about that in a few minutes, okay? Do your best not to give away equity. Got it? That means ownership in your company, shares in your company, partnerships in your company. Okay. In your project, no problem, just not in your company. So in the end, here's the thing. I want you to understand that your employees, your staff are your what? They're your team. What are they? They're your team. And not only will you make more money, but business becomes a lot more fun, yes? It's a lot more fun. You can share the ups and the downs with other people. And no matter how you slice it, not only will you do 10 or 15 times better in your business if you have a team with you, you will do 100. What's the word? 100 times better than you could do on your own. Make sense? So here's the thing. I want you to look up the word company in the dictionary at some point in time. I'll give you the definition right now. Do you want to write it down? Do you? The definition of the word company is this. Very simple. A group of people. That's the word. That's the definition. A company. A group of people. How many of you ever heard somebody say, we're having what? For dinner tonight. What are we having? Company. We're having company for dinner. What do you think? You're having a whole business come in? You're having company for dinner. A group of people. Meaning this. By definition, if you don't have a group of people working with you, you don't even have a company. At least one that can go very far. All right. Pull out your action sheets. And please write the answer to the following. What actions do you need to take to create the right team around you? What actions do you need to take to create the right team around you? You know what? Hold on. You guys are working so hard, yes? Stand up and give your partner a hug. Come on, give him a hug. They're working hard with you. Everyone's trying their best. Come on. All right. And stay standing for the declaration. Stay standing. Here we go. Looking up here. Shh. Put your hand on your heart so you can feel your own vibration. I create an awesome team around me.
I create an awesome team around me.
Again.
I create an awesome team around me.
One more time, twice as loud.
I create an awesome team around me.
Turn to somebody, give them a high five, and say, you have a gorilla business mind. And have a seat, have a seat. When Bill comes back, he's going to talk to you about team, about personnel and whatnot. There's a guy who knows. Did he tell you yesterday how many people he had on staff? On his team? How many? Yeah, pretty amazing, right? All right, the next one. I got a couple more for you. Are you ready? By the way, are you guys getting anything out of this at all? Are you? Okay, key elements. Say, I'm getting key elements. You don't have to focus on everything. You only have to focus on a few key elements. Yes or yes? Yes. I'm going to nail 70% of you right now. I'm going to nail you big time. And it's even, and from my experience, it's not even going to go in your head. I'm going to nail you. I'm going to look right at you. I'm going to tell you, talk to you. You know it's about you. And then tomorrow you ask me the same question. You didn't get it. Because it takes a while. But by the end of the entire course, you will get it. Understand? Yes. We're going to tell you over and over and over again. Rich people set up their business so it can eventually work without them. Poor and middle class people set up their business so they always have to be there. Rich people own their business. Poor people, the business owns them. And there's a secret. Would you like to know the secret? Yes. Now that was pretty weak. Yes. That was a little better. Would you like to know the secret? Yes. All right. What's the word, please? One more time, twice as loud. Systemize. All right, systemize. The definition of a system, a business system. Write it down. What are you looking at me for? Write it down. What do you believe? What is, in your opinion, the definition of a business system? Oh, yeah. The definition. Yes? Nice and loud. To create a process that functions successfully whether you're there or not. Very good. Yes? A system of integrated processes to deliver a specific result. Yes. Yes, man. Right here. Yeah. One more time. Can be reproduced over and over without being there. All very good. Would you like to hear the definition we use? Would you like to hear it? It's very simple. Write it down. A repeatable process that produces a profit. A repeatable process that what? Produces a profit. So the idea is to systemize the business so that it can work without you. Now, again, most people, they don't own a business. They own a job. They're job owners. I asked earlier, how many are business owners? Oh, yeah. No. Most people are what? Job owners. Just because you start a company and you work for yourself doesn't mean you own a business. For most people, it means they're what? Self-employed. What are the words? Self-employed. As in, they employ themselves. But even if you employ yourself, it still makes you an employee. Yes? So tell people, yeah, I'm an employee. I employ myself, but I'm an employee. I'm the sole employee of my company, but I'm an employee. And like most employees, I'll be broke and I'll never create wealth. Because that's the way it is with employees. Yes or yes? Yes? So, maybe you've heard of my friend. His name is Robert Kiyosaki. And Robert, I'm going to borrow something from Bob, and he has what he calls 4 quadrants. And raise your hand if you've seen the cover of his book, The 4 Quadrants. Excellent, good. Here they are. Okay. The E stands for what? Employee. Very good. Employee. Employed. It's just a job working for someone else. Working for who? Someone else. The S stands for what? Self-employed. Self-employed. You own a company, but you're the one providing the primary service. You are the primary product. So, where without you, the company doesn't really exist. That includes people like massage therapists, plumbers, coaches, hairdressers, actors, artists, consultants, doctors, lawyers, speakers, all of them. Okay. Raise your hand if you happen to fall into the self-employed category. Come on, be your ass. Well, that's about 70% of you, just like I noticed. Now, the B stands for what? Business owner. The only time you become a business owner is that when your business can operate with, thank you, that's the definition. It'd be nice if it wasn't a definition, but that is the definition. So, nice doesn't work here. You're not a business owner until your business can work with, until you can be on the beach or at a football game or fishing or golfing or shopping and the business is earning money without you. Got it? And then I is pretty self-explanatory. What does it stand for? Now, of these 4 quadrants, there's only 2 quadrants that can earn wealth. What are they? The right side, B and I, create wealth. E's and S's struggle for a long, 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 long time and never get rich. Because it depends on your definition of rich. I'm talking about my definition of rich. Rich means rich. Yes? Remember, if you shoot for the stars, you're at least going to hit the moon. Only 2 get rich. And yet 70, or I'm going to probably say in this room, 80%, probably because we're in Los Angeles right now, 80% are in this category, right there. That's not a category that creates wealth. So you go, well, how do I create wealth in this category? Pretty hard. You can. I mean, you can. Doubtful, but you can. Madonna does it. No, she doesn't. Madonna has Madonna Corporation, of which she's a small part of. The only thing about Madonna is the truth is that she has to be there. Well, she wants to be there. And she's very rich. Yes? Very rich. So we're talking about, what? 1 in a billion that makes it that way? Whereas on the other side, we're talking about most people who do it right. Most people who do B and I right get rich. And here it's 1 in a billion. You like your chances? Did you know, we're in Los Angeles right now, did you know I read an article that of all of the actors in the movie business, 32 actors/actresses make 81% of all of the money. 32 human beings of the billions of dollars spent of actors make 80-something% of all the money. You can rhyme them off. You know who they are. The rest of them barely make a living. Get it? All right. Why is this? It's simple arithmetic. You can never get rich with a limit on your income. Say that with me. So, wealth rule number 1. You got to write it down. Never have a limit on your income. If you have to be there for your value to be delivered, you'll dramatically be limited to your income, on your income, because there's only so much you can personally do. How many hours are there in a day? I can't hear you. 24. What about you? How about you? Superman, what are you? 24. Interesting. And you? You're only at 16 hours in your day? 24. How about you? 24. Raise your hand if you happen to be one of these people who only has 24 hours in a day. Raise your hand. Wow. That's amazing. 24 hours a day. And then after that, you're done. You're finished. And so is your income. The same problem occurs if you make your money by the hour or by salary, or you're paid for your time, which is, of course, limited. Even speakers who go out there and say, you know, I do an hour talk and I want $10,000. And they get it. Most of them are broke. Why? Because they don't get that many of them. And to be a $10,000 an hour speaker, again, you're talking about a very minuscule handful of the group. Get it? People who get paid for their time instead of their performance or the results are almost always broke or close to it. At least they very seldom create wealth. And that's why rich people choose to get paid for the value. The what? The value they deliver, regardless of who is delivering it or how it's being delivered, and not for their time. So I'm getting paid for my value. If I've got this Pilot pen here, Mr. Pilot, okay, if someone else is selling it, a store in Los Angeles could be selling Pilot pens to me, and Mr. Pilot in New York made $1. And he could be on the beach, and I'm still going to buy this pen from the store here. Yes or yes? But if you're a massage therapist, if you're an actor, if you're an artist, if you're a hairstylist, you're a coach, you have to be there. You have to be there. What happens if I want to buy 5,000 pens? Can I do that? Would it be hard? I make a phone call, I do it. Let's say you're a massage therapist and you're really hot. You do hand therapy. You're good. You're the best in the world. And you're fortunate to have 500 people lined up outside your clinic. What are you going to do? You shoot yourself. What can you do? You have to make sure the value of your business, whatever you offer, can be delivered without you. And the only way to do that is to do what? Systemize your business so you don't have to be there. But Harv, I can't do that. The reason people come is for me. They like what I do or they like how I do it. Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. Sure. That's exactly my point. And you know what? You will win that argument, but that's not going to do you any good in getting rich. The argument you will, the wealth you won't. To create wealth in business, you have to change your strategy. Say, I have to change my strategy. Your goal will be to turn whatever it is they see in you and they want from you into a package or method or system that can be delivered without you. You understand? Do you understand? It has to be deliverable without you. I was talking with my chiropractor, Steve Weller. Same thing. He goes, Harv, I know you teach this, but people want me. They want me. I mean, if they don't have me, they're not going to come. Why do they want you, Steve? It's the way I adjust people. I have a certain method that I use. Excellent. You have a certain method. So, package that into a system. Call it the Weller method, or better yet, call it something that's not your name, the Alpha method or the Montage method. The point is, it has to be packaged up so other people can learn it and do it. Yes or yes? If you're an artist, your job might be painting, but you're not in the business of art. The what? The business of art, until your art can be duplicated and sold without you. Right now in Peak Potentials, one of the biggest things I'm working on is re-systemizing all the programs so that eventually other people can train all of them, including this one. Eventually the brand name will be Peak Potentials Training, not T. Harv Eker. Do you understand? Because the more it's T. Harv Eker, the more I have to be around. And my jacuzzi gets lonely. Now, this is going to be a starting question because this is so important, we have a whole section coming up on this tomorrow. A full-on section with a specialist coming in to teach you. Good or good? Good. All right. What do you need to do to systemize your business so that it runs without you? What do you need to do to systemize your business so that it can run without you? And stand up for the declaration. Good job, you guys. Good job. Is this an important one? Is this an important one? Hands on your heart so you can feel your vibration. There's two of them here. I systemize my business so it works without me. I choose to get paid for my value, not my time. Turn to somebody, give them a high five and say, you have a gorilla business mind. Okay, this is where it culminates. What's the word? It culminates right here. There's a method to the madness. The idea behind systemizing, the idea behind systemizing is to create your business so it runs what? Automatically. Runs like a machine. What kind of machine do you want? A money machine. What kind do you want? A machine that spits out what? Money. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. Imagine that you could go to the department store, Nordstrom's or wherever it is, or even a grocery store. And for sale, they had their normal things, clothing and bicycles and luggage and suits and all kinds of stuff. But there was a department called money machines. And on the shelves, there were these boxes. And the boxes kind of look like safes, for example. And here's the shelf. And this one, put out $100 a day. And this one put out $300 a day. And just spit it out. Just, you press the button, money comes out. Yes? And this one put out $1,000 a day. All right? And this one over here, I don't know, maybe it costs Oh, $5,000 to buy that machine. And maybe this one might cost you, it's a discount. It's $12,000 to buy that machine. And this one might cost you $25,000 to buy this machine.
Yes.
Raise your hand if you'd have any interest in the machines. You would? Why? Because they work with their automatic machines. You press the button, the money comes out every day. You can't get more, but you can't get less. Pretty well the same every single what? Every day. It's a money machine. So, again, raise your hand if you'd be willing to buy a money machine if they were available. Guess what? Anybody would be willing to buy a money machine if it was available, yes or yes? Especially an astute business person or corporation, yes or yes? And therefore, the difference between rich people and most other people is that rich people do this. They start a business in order to what? Sell a business and create wealth. And most other people start a business in order to what? To run a business and maybe earn a decent living or maybe be comfortable. Yes or yes? Rich people have, write this down, an exit strategy. What do they have? Tell somebody else. Thank you. They have an exit strategy. From the when? From the beginning. And most other people barely have an entry strategy. And they never even consider their exit. They're just hoping that they don't exit in bankruptcy. Once you've systemized the business so it can work without you, you have to put yourself in a position where you now have choice. What's the word? Choice. As to how you want to exit. For example, maybe you want to leave a legacy to your kids and let them take over. That might be possible, yes? Some of you going, no way, no. Or you can watch as the business is run by others and earn a very nice passive income every month. So you still have the business. It's all leveraged. It's all systemized. It's run by other people, yes? And you're fishing or golfing or shopping or whatever you like doing. Raise your hand if you can handle that. Yeah, okay. So real estate isn't the only arena where that can happen. Any business can be systemized to run without you. Say it. Any business can be systemized to run without. Get it? And if a business can be systemized, then it can produce what? Passive income. What kind of income? That's one of our intentions at the beginning, right? We start the business with the three intentions. What were they? Working income, passive income, build the value of the company. Yes or yes? So the working income we create while we're working. But then, one day we've created a system so the business works without us, and now we're lying on the beach earning what kind of income? Because we set it up that way. Yes? And eventually now that it's systemized, oh my goodness, it can work without me. And therefore, it now has the ability to be what? Sold. To who? To anyone who wants to buy one of these. So what are you trying to create? A money machine. Say, I'm trying to create a money machine. Change it up. Say, I will create a money machine. See, that's your job. To create a money machine. So that anyone who's looking for money machines will be able to find your money machine and buy it from you. Is this making any sense to anyone in this room? Now let me say this right now. The most lucrative product you're ever going to have in your business is not the service you provide, and it's not the product you provide. It's going to be, the most lucrative product you will ever have is selling the business itself. In fact, other than the mission and helping people, the primary reason you're in the business is to create a money machine so that a cash-rich company or person, individual, will take a look at the shelves out there, And they may not look like department stores, but to them it looks like department stores. And they'll go, well, that's available, that. Hey, look at Ecker's business. Wow, that's pretty cool. Look, first thing is, he doesn't have to be there anymore. That's great. We don't need him. If we needed him, the company would be useless. Yes or yes? Because what if something happens to him? We're stuck. And let's see, it brings in X millions of dollars, and profit over the last 5 years have been very regular at this. That's a money machine. Maybe we'll buy that one. We can count on it. It's proven. Yes or yes? Does this make any sense? Here's the other thing. You don't have to sell all of it. Right? Once it's systemized, you can sell a part of it and keep a part of it. Work as much or as little as you want, maybe. And this includes, by the way, selling to hundreds of shareholders, as in the case of going public. That's all going public is, isn't it? It's selling selling the business, yes? And keeping a little bit for yourself. So, wealth rule. Are you ready? Oh my gosh. Are you ready? Yes. Here it is. You can make a lot more money. Again, this is just opinion. Throw it out. Doesn't matter. But it's worked for me. You can make a lot more money selling a business than running one. I know so many people. You can make a lot more money selling a business than running one. So many people who work their buns off for $100,000 or $200,000 a year, then they sold their business for $5 million. Boom, that's it. Good or good? Because they created a what? Money machine. So, as I said, the most lucrative product you're ever going to sell in your business is the business itself. And knowing that from the beginning, that selling your business is one of the key intentions, is critical. Why? Because it determines how you run the business. Yes? It determines the name, it determines the team, it determines the strategies of equity not. For example, the name. If you're going to sell your business, is it smart to name the business after yourself? If you want to, if you think that's what you got to do, great. But you know what? Who's going to buy? Harv's Training Company. Who's going to buy? Bob's Pizza. Jimco Enterprises. Dave Smith Chiropractic. Maybe, but the name's a problem. Yes or yes? Yes or yes? Also, don't choose a too localized name. Lonsdale Road Florist isn't going to do well on Burton Street. Understand? Anybody you see with a name like that is playing small time. Do them a favor. Give them tickets to the Million Mind Intensive so they can get here one day and maybe get rich. Yes or yes? You want to choose a name that's generic and describes your product or service if possible, makes your company appear to be bigger. Why? Because big companies are worth more money. Yes or yes? Also, knowing your intention is to sell might determine who you're bringing on to your team and in what capacity. Let me say this. Now, this is critical. Say, this is critical. This can save my life. This can save my business life. Louder. Are you ready? Now you're not ready. Are you ready? Listen closely. Lean forward. Cup your ears. Your ears aren't cupped, so you have to close them. Okay, here we go. No, you still have to cup them. I don't know how many times I've heard stories, horror stories from people who've started a business with one or more equity partners, as in partners who own the business with them, and those partners didn't really add a heck of a lot, and they kind of were with them for a few years, but they didn't do much, and now they sold the company, have to give a full piece of the pie to that person. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of anything like this. It's a drag. You did all the work and they got almost all the money. It's a drag because you made a fatal mistake. And here it was. There's a saying I use that says this: don't give away the farm before you've seen the crop. Say it with me. Don't give away the farm before you've seen the crop. Again.
Don't give away the farm before you've seen the crop.
You understand what that means? Especially at the very beginning. You don't know what the farm's going to produce. Why would you get a bunch of partners involved right away? I don't know. I mean, everybody's different, but you know, some people, they'll have like a team of 5 people will start the business. Maybe they need those 5 people. That's great. Not my bag. I'll start the business. I'm the hub. I will get 5 people that I need. I will pay them nicely, but I'll pay them mostly in profit sharing. Yes? And who owns the business? I own the business. I'm the hub. I don't need 5 hubs. You're going to have those people. They don't have to have pieces of the company. You save the equity for when? Later, after you've seen what's going on with your business, you've seen the crop, what it can really produce, what kind of money machine this is going to look like, to attract some people who can take it to a whole other level. Does that make any sense at all? And don't give them massive pieces, because you did all the work from the beginning. But you might have to give away some equity then. But, you know, at the beginning, if you, do whatever you want. Pretty hard to get rich with 5 people's fingers in the pots. That's my experience. If you can create a $50 million sale, great. You know, you're all left with 10 grand, 10 mil after taxes, like 5 mil. Oh, whoopee. You worked your buns off for $5 million. Your big bonanza, $5 million bucks. From a $50 million sale? I don't think so. Can anybody relate to what I'm saying here? Does it make any sense at all? This is pretty well the opposite of what they teach you in school, by the way. Get a team together. You're all going to joint together. You know, you got this 5 people thing, and you're all going to be partners. And, you know, first of all, it never works out. You ever try to work with 5 people for years? Hell, it's a problem. Especially when the money starts getting good. Very often, the problem is not the problem when the money's not good. The problem is the problem when the money is good. Yes or yes? So, I'm not saying don't hand out equity. I'm saying I wouldn't do it from the beginning if I could help it. And if you do have a partner, make sure that partner brings something to the table completely different and stronger than you. You know what? If you're smart, you'll be the weak link. That's a good thing. You have a partner stronger than you, sure. You'll be the one riding on their shoulders. Why not? Does this make any sense, yes? Okay. You could spend a lot of years without finding this out. Now, so once again, the fastest way to wealth is to start a business and set it up so that a large cash-rich company or individual want to buy you or buy part of you for a fortune. Now, here's the best part. The best part of starting your business with the intention of selling it. Would you like to know what it is? I don't think so. You know what? I think we need to go on here. Okay. Forget it. No, I'm going to tell you. Listen closely. I just want your attention. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Listen. The best part of this, ask anybody, the best part of starting your business with the intention of selling it is that in order to do that, you're going to set it up in a way that could be sold. What you have to do to set your business up in a way that it could be sold for lots of money is exactly what you have to do to set your business up so that it's extremely successful and very profitable. Understand? Key elements like you have to systemize every facet of the business in order to sell it. By doing that, will that make your company more powerful, stronger, more profitable? Of course. And then you have choices. Keep it. Retire and keep it. So you got It's systemized. It can work beautifully without you. Doesn't need you there. You could have sold it, but you decided that you'll take, $25,000 a month in passive income as a check, and it keeps going and going and going until forever. Or you sell it for $50 million or $30 million or $20 million. Or for some of you, $5 million would be great. Yes or yes? You go, boy, would somebody actually pay $5 million for my company? If you set it up like a what? Then what's there? They don't care if you owned it or Godzilla owned it. They're not buying you. They're buying that. Yes or yes? Get it? Take a nice deep breath. Say, I got it. Do you? All right. How many are going to have to make some pretty radical changes in your business? How many are excited about these changes? Even if you can make a few changes, will it make a big difference? All right. So your action sheets. Let's let them out here. Action sheets. What do you need to do to set up your business in a way that it can be sold? What are some of the things you need to do to set your business up in a way that it can be sold? Again, we're going to work a lot more on this tomorrow. It's just a starting point. I'm just introducing it to you. And some of you should be the first thing in big block letters, remove myself. Then the question becomes, how do I do that? Now we're talking. Now we're talking here. Yes? Now we've got a shot at it first. And please stand up for the declaration. Please stand up. And here we go. Hands on your heart so you feel your vibration. I start my business to sell my business and get rich. Again. One more time, twice as loud. Turn to somebody, look at them in the eye, give them a high five, and say, you have a gorilla business mind. And have a seat. Have a seat. We have a handout for you. Have a seat. Have a seat really quickly so we can give these out. You guys are probably going, where's our declaration sheets? All right, how many of you learned something today so far? Yes? All right. How many of you found it very valuable for you? How many realize that this seems to make some sense here? Now, do you have to do every part of it? Just depends on how rich you want to be. If you do every part of it, will it be better? That's my experience. Every one of those that you add to the full will make your business better and make you richer. So, for example, no team, you'll be less rich. No sell, less rich. No system, you'll be broke. Okay, that kind of thing. Low tickets, not too good. Low volume, working too hard.